mean, that's your reply to what I'm going to say. No, you're just going to say, like, no, that's a new untold story. Yeah, okay.
Hey, is that story old or told?
Fuck no, baby! It's a new untold story.
A new untold story.
It's a fresh bake untold story.
A new untold story.
A new Untold Story, episode 306.
306.
Live from Alaska, 306 area code. That's Saskatchewan. It's the dance you do when you say it. Let's restart. I hate that I just did that. Nah, fuck it. We have been in Alaska doing like 16-hour filming days.
Mm-hmm.
Got a hell of a video coming out. But
I think it's our best one.
I do too. But I have not had the chance to write the news, so it kind of sucks. Yeah.
Well, I actually wrote some this time, so I can take it away. Finally, KB gets...
Yeah, you have a mic issue.
Thank you for
Jesus fucking Christ. How? Every time? Fucking Fasoli. I've had a mic issue every time we film, so I expected that. How did you play?
But we don't have a printer, so it's just a blank piece of paper. It's on my phone. But I still got you with the paper. Thank you, Fasoli.
I was about to get pissed. Like, what was possibly wrong with the mic, Fasoli? What the fuck was possibly wrong?
Let's get into the news. 113 million-year-old dinosaur footprints discovered in a Texas dried riverbed. This is the first time you can see track marks on a river since Joaquim's brother died.
Oh, man.
Bullied child with dwarfism scores new role in Mad Max movie. I'm sure he won't be bullied anymore after his half second of screen time playing a non-speaking role of disgusting boy number 7. Seahawks rookie wide receiver Bo Melton has taken to Twitter, complaining about opportunity after only getting reps with the third-string offense. Many are clapping back at him, telling him to get offline and get to work. I tend to agree. I think that you need to take the elbow, much like a hungry 14-foot tiger shark did to Bethany Hamilton off the Hawaiian coast.
14-foot tiger
I started
shark.
with a bow, like it's going to be a Violet Beauregard joke.
I thought that too.
A Texas back-to-school commercial of a little boy waving goodbye to his parents before going to school in body armor has gone viral. I know somebody who would like to be armor after some waves. Bethany Hamilton, famous asymmetrical soul surfer.
She would love to be armor.
A little bit. She's
more arm.
She'd like to be armor. She'd like to be armor. So this joke I worked on for like 14 hours and I couldn't think of anything. So this is, if you want to help me fill in the blanks here. Ben & Jerry's fails to stop sales in Israel in support of Palestinians after parent company Unilever puts their foot down. What Ben & Jerry's can do is make pro-Palestine flavors. Look out for pints of Islamic resistant movement, Rocky Road, parentheses, due to IEDs, and at least we didn't kill Jesus chip. Those are the 3 flavors I thought of.
Yeah.
You can mix them together to make a suicide.
Oh, man.
This is a bad one. The man who held and stole from Kim Kardashian at gunpoint just did a tell-all interview.
Okay.
Finally, Rob Kardashian in the headlines without seeing a fat, gross, disgusting body. In all seriousness, this had to be traumatic for Kim. She was tied up in her bathtub. Finally, Rob Kardashian isn't the only tubby one.
Jesus, dude.
Bison let free onto a Sioux reservation. KB's dad let a bison free when he caught Kyle fucking a dude on his 18th birthday. Coincidentally, Kyle tried to sue, but his lawyer dropped him after Kyle tried to have sex with him as well.
Okay.
Yeah, geez. Are you good, Donnie? Sorry for making you do
My
that.
shoulder's fucking killed.
Yeah,
Be holding
but
the green
dude-
screen. Can I at least read a joke?
Yeah. You can read that one.
Dude, that's like 5 pounds. It's
Yeah, you're holding it
paperweight.
That was impressive.
Yeah, I have to hold it all.
No, I was saying it wasn't impressive. Okay.
The Anus boys are in Alaska with the Wonton Don. Oh, that's me. Donnie has a disgusting Boston accent. He says saw like sore. Sore like
When you
his
say
asshole.
saw. Say saw.
Saw.
Yeah, you say it like sore.
Yeah, you and Dave.
Yeah, all right. He says saw like sore. Sore like his asshole after being fucked by multiple Chinese men.
Oh, Jesus.
Donnie has torn apart more Chinese men than escalator videos on Live Leak. What the fuck?
That's a good read,
That was
Donnie.
a good read, Donnie.
I'm fucking doing you guys a favor. Holding up
Yeah,
that was
Put it
nice.
back. Put it back. Put it back.
What are you guys
No,
doing
put
a green screen?
I
We
guess
need
we're gonna
it.
have this
Fucking-
breath-
Yeah, we're gonna have the most beautiful view in the U.S.
I haven't had sex with a single Chinese man.
Yeah, they were all married.
Yeah. Yeah. You double the crime.
Donnie, we are literally luggage to him taking us on these trips. Thank you to Donnie.
Thank you to Donnie.
Actually, when I asked Donnie if he speaks Mandarin or Cantonese, he says he does a combo of both called man on knees. He gets on his knees and sucks Chinese man cock as opposed to speaking verbally.
Yeah. Hey, come hold that up for me.
When a cute girl tries to give a quick kiss to Donnie, he does a pecking duck to avoid it because it's not from a man. He has never seen a man ass he won't want on. When Donnie sleeps with a woman, he has to have the lights completely off. Unless she's super masculine, then they can just dim sum. Donnie is gay and has an Asian fetish. He loves Philippines, Pakistan.
Where is
He
it?
tongue ties.
Can you guys go back to
and he
like
fucked
current
Jordan.
events?
That was his flu game.
If you guys talk about current events, I'll hold the green screen. back.
Oh,
Kyle,
fuck.
you have current events?
I think I actually do.
Donnie, I guess you could still talk through here. I have the mic.
Okay. All right, Kyle, let's hear it.
I have some
Current.
current events that are also local. Sarah Palin is seeking a political comeback and is among the Republican candidates advancing to the November general election in the race for Alaska's only House seat in Juneau. Sarah wants to be in Juneau again? I guess Elliot Page is going to have to do the impregnating this time.
Pretty good. Pretty topical.
Clinicians across the world are seeing a massive influx of COVID-19 patients experiencing unexpected hair loss, perhaps due to the stress of the diagnosis. Unexpected hair loss? What did it do? Race a tortoise?
I knew it. I fucking knew it. Dude, that one was edgy. That was an edgy one.
David Shore, the Emmy Award-winning writer of House, is set to produce a female-led spin-off of The Good Doctor titled The Good Lawyer, which will be released as a backdoor pilot during The Good Doctor Season 6. Working on multiple shows at once may be a daunting task, but if anyone has the ability to shoot both and still expect a timely release, it's someone who's written House.
Oh, no.
8 seasons in less than 8 years. It's impressive. Dr. Fauci revealed that he still employs security to protect his daughters after receiving death threats against his children from armed Trump supporters in 2020. After 2 years of making threats, who would possibly get away with killing Anthony's daughter? KC Chiefs legendary quarterback and Hall of Famer Len Dawson sadly passed away late Wednesday. He loved Kansas City, and no matter where his travels took him, he could not wait to return home. No joke there, just a legendary quarterback passing away.
You have no joke there?
No, I don't want to respect Len Dawson.
It's getting dark in Alaska. It's like 10 o'clock at night right now. Let's go inside. Donnie?
Yeah, don't. Oh, okay.
Fasoli was trying to tell us to ball tag you. You would have fallen into the fucking frigid waters.
Is it that cold?
Ball tag. Oh,
Yeah.
a sack whack.
Yeah, my fault. It's regional.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Fuck you, Fasoli. Fuck you guys too.
Let's go
Yeah,
inside.
Let's go inside.
It's not that bad out.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Kyle, that Rittenhouse joke is fucking funny. Donnie, thank you, dude. That's,
Yeah.
That's your reply to what I'm going to say. No, you're just going to say, like, no, that's a new Untold story.
yeah. Okay.
Hey, is that story old or told?
Outside of rediscovering.
You're just wow.
Done with.
No, we just started recording. So
Did we? I was gonna go.
But today's
I was gonna go
episode is brought to you guys
Underland.
by Game Time. I use the Game Time app all the time to go to brunch.
I went to a Celtics game.
You went to a Celtics
2
game?
Celtics playoffs.
Which game? Game 4, or just a regular season?
Game 3 and Game 7.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, not
You went to the elimination game against whom? The Bucks?
the second round. Yeah, I went to.
Oh.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Game Time is awesome.
It's a PG-13 ad, so one of us can say the F word once. If somebody wants to.
All right.
Fuck Golden State.
Yeah, that's good. Fasoli has his phone volume on as soon as we start recording.
Sully, what are you doing? This isn't even your bedroom.
Untold for
Whose bedroom is
This is
this?
Donnie's
This is
bedroom.
mine.
And you have a foosball.
A foosball
I've been
team.
Just
racking
noticed
up
that.
dubs, playing no one.
Can we just real
here?
quick?
No,
Just
I have an entire high school hockey
Yeah.
locker room in my room.
yeah,
No, I'm not joking. We'll overlay it on the pod.
I have a DDR game, like not the mat, like the actual like
No,
3-dimensional
Dude, I'm
game.
not joking. I have you can ask Chris. I have a high school like hockey locker room in my room.
What?
It has like all the cabinets for like jerseys and where you sit on a bench and like get ready.
Is that where the shower is?
It's in another room. It's
We're in the nicest house in
I
Alaska.
think that might be a cabinet.
Use code Untold for $20 off. You can come see a game in Anchorage. I think that met our obligations for the ad.
I had an obstacle course in my room, a playground.
That was all
Yeah.
junk from you have the world's largest suitcase.
Yeah.
It's the Lucas
I don't-
brand. Big Luke. It's the biggest fucking suitcase in the world.
Why is Donnie?
we've gone
You look
on, like, a
way
4-day
too.
trip.
This is gonna be a bad visual for me.
Yeah.
Because why you?
But bad visual. Wait, you know what else is a bad visual? I bought a headband because I'm growing my hair out. And then you sneakily bought a headband in the same exact store?
No,
You don't need a headband.
yeah, I do.
For what?
I don't fucking know.
This is a
It
great
looks
bit.
sick.
I like you two in the headband.
All right, Alaska. It's Alaska day.
There's no reason for you to be in a headband.
You gonna roast me before we recap the Alaska? You gonna roast me some more?
I don't have anything to roast you for.
Figured.
We're day 4 in Alaska. I feel like this is going to be our best video.
It's the season 2 finale. So
Yeah.
let's hope so.
KB has been taking photos. You've been trying to like, every time I turn around, you're taking a photo.
We're in one of the most beautiful landscape,
So
geographic,
But you
topographic
don't use
places
social media.
in the world.
but
I want to look
I'm
back
not
one
gonna
day
roast
and
you
be
for
like,
this because I would have clowned you and stopped you and be like, dude, stop being gay. And it kind of, I've been worried about you though, but then I saw you taking photos and I thought somebody who takes photos of a ton of stuff isn't planning.
won't commit suicide.
Absolutely
Yeah.
not,
Mhm.
Yeah, because like why, if you were going to kill yourself, why take photos?
Yeah, the most depressed people I know hide from the camera.
Look at my camera.
No, I just don't want my like obituary or like death recap to be like he had no hobbies. I want them to be like he loved adventures
Yes.
and wildlife.
Well,
I would just.
I always pretend
He was
like
he was a fiend. He was an avid hiker and a fisherman, and he loved the outdoors. I was like, no, that was a forced trip by a sponsored video series that I did not want to do.
He loved Labatt Blue Light, wearing the gear on his adventures.
Yeah.
Donnie, your funeral slideshow is going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm already
Yes.
You'll be closed casket, that's for sure.
No, I sometimes think like how cool it would be to die on one of these trips, just because of like
The views.
how lit, like all my view counts would explode, and then the funeral, like Portnoy might show up.
No.
That'd be sick.
yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I think no. He would definitely.
Your view
Getting
count
buried
would
in
be.
But they would
Boston.
all be like, "Oh, Dave, you need to give a speech. You were his boss for 5 years," and he'd be like, "Donnie, saw him around the office a couple times.
You've got the
Guy's
wrath of
fucking
Dave
great.
once.
He's
You
weird,
flew a
though.
drone in the office.
Yes, I flew a drone. I tried to get drone footage of the rundown, and Portnoy was none too pleased. But he has a tough history with drones. The first time he was like, "I need drone footage," Hank broke out the drone and almost chopped his finger off. I think it was hanging by a thread.
The first time
Fasoli.
he flew it right into
Show
his
your
legs
finger
and started
scar.
bleeding.
No,
You remember he was on the boat?
he's not
An
happy.
intern, his first
Yeah.
Barstool.
Fasoli, you can defend yourself if you want to.
But no, Fasoli's bummed because he just got stood up by his uncle.
Yes.
All right, we're gonna start with Fasoli.
Yeah, we'll start with Fasoli.
Apologies.
Fasoli's uncle lives in Alaska, in Anchorage, and Fasoli's been trying to meet up with him.
Yeah, he's from Cape Cod, which is literally the furthest away from Alaska that you can get in the U.S. Yeah, he's finally in his uncle's home state, in his home city.
Home city.
And you invited him over for just like Thai food and like to chill with the boys, the Barstool boys, Nick and KB and Donnie.
And got stood up by your uncle.
What did he say? he said it was getting dark.
A little late,
This was at 7. Alaska's Augusts are light
The sun
all day.
until midnight.
Nah, I gotta get home. It's starting to get dark in 7 hours. We have a full day left.
Okay. All right. Fasoli, that's one for Fasoli.
That's one for Fasoli.
Let's do it.
This out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way.
Donnie, you pranked Fasoli.
Oh,
This
yes.
trip. These trips, we there's a lot of like driving. There's a lot of stuff in between. We have to entertain ourselves. You've been farting in front of people. Kyle pranked an immigrant.
I pranked a Chinese immigrant and it went terribly. You'll see it in the video.
Pranking a Chinese immigrant might be the easiest possible prank. You were, like,
I didn't
so
say all
proud of
that.
yourself.
I thought it was a sick prank premise.
It is in the video, and you had just met him 10 seconds, and then you like.
I tried to do a disguise prank. You'll see it in the video.
We were doing an interview with the guy. You hadn't even asked him a single question, so he never even registered who you were.
Right.
But then you left the interview, changed your clothes.
I put my hat on frontwards. It was backwards like it is. And I didn't do any. What else did I do? Put sunglasses on?
No.
I took off my orange
You
costume.
took off your orange costume.
And it worked.
And you tried to prank him, and then you lifted the hat. You're like, nah, it's me. And he met you. He didn't know who you were. You never. You got him really good.
Well, you'll see the footage. I did get him good.
No, it was an awesome prank. You really taught that immigrant.
He had been in the U.S. for 40 years.
I just fooled that Chinese immigrant.
He was the most famous person in that city
Yeah, he was.
of 250 people. But
Donnie.
Oh, yeah. Well, first, I wanted to cover our reindeer prank when we were in the store. So apparently, all the places you go here, they sell reindeer sausage.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool at first. So I was like, I want the pizza with the
it worked
reindeer
on me.
sausage.
There was a reindeer hot dog at this place. I was like, I have to try it. And I was like, yeah, this is good, but it tastes exactly like a hot dog. But in my head, I was like, reindeer
You
is
were like,
awesome.
proud of yourself because, like, oh yeah, hell yeah.
And I checked it off the box.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then we learned there's a rule that you can only put like 2% of reindeer in the sausage and the rest is just pork and beef. And me and Nick were in the gift shop of like a zoo. And I was just like,
Why?
Isn't that crazy? Like reindeer sausage, it's all just 2% reindeer. And this dad who just brought his family on vacation
He
to
was in
Alaska.
the jerky section. He had a bag. Like, you know how like when people walk in like in sitcoms, they walk in with their groceries, they have like the baguette sticking out.
Yeah.
Of the bag. This
Yeah,
guy had
the
like
cellar.
4 sticks of jerky in his bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, 2%. And he just like puts his head down and he's like, what, 2%?
He's like, is that real?
That's why
Yeah.
it tasted like
You can only do 2%.
beef. Yeah.
Well, first off,
We ruined his vacation.
you can.
yeah.
Yeah, we talked to the chef who said you can't legally sell reindeer meat, but you could put like 2% in and still label it reindeer, which is this dad like freaked out.
Yeah, he was not happy at all.
He's like, is that real? Then he like told all of his kids.
Yeah, he went back to the car probably and like, you know, like dads at a certain age, they love trying exotic meats.
Yeah, and like introducing their family and their
Yeah,
kids.
I remember when the
Like,
Cabela's opened up in Dallas Pike and
Oh, yeah.
Wheeling, and like they sold some like elk and bison. And,
People were
like,
going nuts.
yeah, all the dads.
All the dads
yeah.
were just like, yeah, it's so much better.
Mhm.
It's the same. It's 2%.
When I went to
Worse.
Wheeling, I had some gator, but do you guys have any gators around Wheeling?
No.
Why was that on the menu just randomly there?
Yeah, that is odd. And
I
it wasn't
don't
good.
know.
Was
No,
it?
it was
Yeah,
horrible.
you couldn't even finish it. Yeah, I don't. The nearest gator would have to be like South Carolina or something. You think they have gators?
They do.
North Georgia.
A couple people are killed.
Probably south. No, I don't think it's that north. South Georgia. I
We've
would-
been having exotic palates though. I've had diarrhea horribly since the first day. But on these trips, I'm usually pretty like solid, nice S-shaped. But every time like we pass a certain longitude, like the UP And then here, I've been...
Yeah, you had some shit in Marquette, I remember.
Yeah. And I've been... I can't talk right now.
Your leg looked like an S too, and like the one cool photo.
The worst visual ever of me walking out of the ocean in the wetsuit.
And someone goes, Nick, why do you walk like a slut? And
it was first of all, it was the reflection on the sand, and that sand was like quicksand, and it looked like I had a broken leg.
It looked deformed.
Bad for the rickets.
But overall, Alaska review so far, I love it.
Yeah.
The people here have no...
they're not nefarious.
They're not. They don't express themselves, which I like. There's no ego. I was at the Planet Fitness, and I think I was like... It was a crowd at Planet Fitness. I think I was midway through. I think I was on my 12th set of curling 40s, and I looked around mid-set, and I was like, there is no one else here lifting. These people all looked like they were forced to take like a gym PE class, weightlifting class, and they all forgot their clothes. So they just had to chill on one of the machines. And then I think I did like 15, 16. I got to 17. I looked around some more and I was like, okay, there's one guy lifting, but he's not looking in the mirror during his sets. There's no vanity. There's no bravado.
No.
Alaskans they have no one to impress.
Yeah.
Which
a lot of them
I was...
purposely, because like most people we meet, they actually came from the lower 48, and they all seem to just be like, I'm done with those guys. Like they kind of they have no rush to get back. They're kind of just leaving their past
and
life.
they were like, the one guy was like he looked strong, but he was in like a loose fitting Emmett Smith jersey and like cargo khaki pants. And he was doing nothing. No one was exerting themselves at the gym that I was like.
Was it pissing?
This was arm. I can't remember if this was heavy arm day or light heavy arm day. There were two black. The diversity here is also insane.
This video has more black people in it than we have in any other video we've done.
Yeah.
And then we've learned that's a fact.
The only two other people lifting in Planet Fitness when I was doing a heavy arm day or a light heavy arm day were two black guys. Like light skin? When you're like, half.
Sure.
Yeah. Eskimo brothers. And then they wouldn't look in the mirror after sets. I was like, these guys don't give a fuck. They were very strong. They would not look at themselves. And I'm like, I scour every inch of the mirror to like see like what happens to my muscles after each set. So props to Alaskans.
No vanity. We kind of got off track.
Oh yes.
The Fasoli prank, it made my day because like I said, we don't get bored because these days are really long, but there is a lot of
downtime on the drives and stuff. And yeah, I just needed something to spice up my life. So I texted like 3 friends. I gave them Fasoli's phone number, and I was like, I gave them zero direction. I just said, can you text them something weird? His name's Nick Fasoli.
This guy must be good. Fasoli is, well, you know him by now, but he does the drones for these trips. He's very good at it.
All he does is smile. Right on.
He's broken. He's in the supine position on the bed right now. But you can defend yourself if you ever feel the need.
I love you to death. Awful liar. And this, or was it your friend that did the lie?
It was my friend. I mean,
it was the least believable lie ever.
The least believable. So all I told my friend, I go, he used to be a valet at the Lobster Trap in Bourne, Mass, because that's where he's from. It's on the Cape. He loves mudslides. He's Italian. He went to Merrimack, and he likes to fly drones. And that's pretty much all I told him. And so I go, sometimes I'm weird. And at first he was like, no, dude, I'm not. And then I had to remind my friend twice, did you text him? Did you text him? Meanwhile, he's just like working a sales job, being like, what the fuck? Donnie, leave me alone. But he finally sent the text to Fasoli, and immediately sparks started to fly. So this was the text. Hi, Nick. This is Ann Brennan with the Cape Cod Times.
Nick is... Wait. First off, Nick
Fasoli's first name
is Nick. Yeah.
Hi, Nick. Nick talking about Fasoli. So, Hi, Nicholas Fasoli. This is Ann Brennan with the Cape Cod Times. We're doing a piece on the downfall of human... All right. We're doing a piece on the downfall of hometown heroes.
Stop. That would never be a piece.
Here comes our local newspaper on the downfall.
Let's do an article on how our heroes have fallen.
How far our heroes have fallen.
Yes. Like, all right, so we're doing a piece on the downfall of hometown heroes. We wanted to see if we could interview you for the article.
Actually, it is kind of believable. Isn't that like a heroin capital?
Yes.
So I'm sure like good athletes have succumbed.
I feel like even then they wouldn't want to just like shame the family.
Yeah, let's shame this heroin dyer.
To believe that, he has convinced himself that he himself is a hometown hero.
Which I don't necessarily disagree with.
They haven't said why.
He's with KB right now.
They haven't said why. At this point, he could just think they're talking about a hometown hero that he knew and they wanted to hear Fasoli's opinion on him. So she hasn't dropped the anchor yet. All right, and then here it comes. We wanted to see if we could interview you for the article. We were thinking of starting with your thriving career at a valet at the famed Lobster Trap, and run through the events that led you to being a failed drone pilot. If you are still local, we can meet at the Lobster Trap to get some shots of you.
Yeah, we're going to defame you and slander you and libel you and take some pictures. Some model shots.
Where you used to be a valet.
Like looking really good and just like how far he's fallen.
He used to be a valet here.
And now he's a failed drone.
Flying fucking drones like into buildings. All right. If you're still local, we can meet at the Lobster Trap to get some shots of you out front. Please let me know if you're available. Thanks, Ann. So I get a text from my friend saying he sent this to Fasoli, and I think it's going to take a while for like Fasoli to like see the text and start to react. I walk over, I see Fasoli a minute later, and he goes, "Dude, can you believe this? Can you believe this?" He shows me the text. He goes, "The Cape Cod Times is like the largest newspaper on the Cape." And he was concerned about that. He was like, "They're going to write this article. Everyone's going to see it." It wasn't like, who is this troll? Who's trying to fuck you?
Fasoli, can we let him defend himself? No, I don't think so.
I think in Fasoli's mind, he's torn because he's like, I have to take this interview or else they're just going to say they reached out to me for comment and I didn't answer.
Yeah, which has happened time and time again. Yeah, so smart on you for that.
Well,
for that.
Yeah. And so the one thing my friend said after he sent the text, he goes, "I really hope he doesn't try to look up this real person." Like, and
they used a real person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, apparently. And so Fasoli, within a minute, also texts his family, and he was like, "Look at these, like this.
Your dad's kind of a bigwig in Cape Cod."
Fasoli name, and they looked her up on LinkedIn. They were like, she's all over LinkedIn. And at that point, I was like, okay, I might have to actually tell the truth sooner than I normally would have because I don't want like people contacting.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
And we heard about the piece you're doing on my boy.
But all right, so Fasoli then started to get pretty serious with me. He was just like, "Dude, how could they say that about me? Like, I'm working in New York. Like, a lot of kids from my town, you know, they have overdosed or something like that." He's like, "I'm actually doing pretty damn well." And I did not disagree with him, but I was like, "Yeah, man, that's very fucked up."
Please tell me he texts back.
So Fasoli wrote a full text that he was about to send to my friend. I'm going to let you read it because I was laughing too hard.
Because I didn't know about the first time. Jesus, Fasoli.
Oh no!
This is the longest blue I've ever seen.
This is the text he was going to send back.
I don't know who you are, but this is an incredibly rude text to send to someone. I worked at the Lobster Trap for 6 years as a valet and made it out of Bourne, Mass. To go live in New York City, I currently work at the biggest media company in the United States. I'm no quote-unquote failed drone pilot. My work is displayed throughout hundreds of videos on a major network that has more followers than the Cape Cod Times does.
Yes. No, it's true. It's true.
You sent me this message while I was droning in Alaska.
That was true too. Because he was.
So hard as shit.
That's why we were waiting for him to see it because he was droning in Alaska.
Wow. Well, you're sitting there cold calling, making outlandish takes. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but you can take my name off any list for this so-called peace because I've made more of my life than anyone ever did from that town.
Sully, I don't disagree with anything you said. It's awesome that you fell for that to that degree.
You should have seen how Fasoli text me and Kyle the word stewardess.
Oh,
Can I defend myself?
yeah, wait. Autocorrect is not a defense here.
That's for stewardess.
Because what did you say?
You want me to see how you spell it?
How did you attempt stewardess?
Okay, I'm not defending myself against stewardess.
But I actually felt bad. If you said it to my friend, I would have felt kind of bad because immediately I told my friend, I was like, he's really pissed. And my friend was like, I feel horrible. Why did you just get me into it?
Yeah.
But then when you were like, you're probably somewhere cold calling, I was like, my friend might be somewhere cold calling.
Oh, yeah,
that fucking hurt. That hits kind of deep.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you would like to defend yourself, I will let you use my mic.
You have, what is
Yeah,
that?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. Come here and lean.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what did he use the word for stewardess?
He spelled stewardess.
So just
Fasoli, do you want redemption on stewardess, or should I just tell people how you spelled it?
Tell people how I spell it.
Sturdiest.
You're out of French.
Sturdiest.
Okay,
That's-
I'm the sturdiest, so fuck you.
Did you think they were actually called sturdiest because they can like stand during turbulence?
No. I'm trying to type stewardess. I don't know how to spell. Okay, so.
No,
Dude, that's why she got the job. She's the sturdiest.
Alright, so first off,
it's kind of hard.
going back to this message, I was literally my drone was
Put your mic back up. Put it back down.
my
You're
drone was 120 meters up in the air above a fucking Alaska lakeside town. I get this fucking message blowing me up, and I've been getting random phone calls all week, so I was already pissed off by that. And then I read this text message as I'm bringing my drone in, and you guys know me, I don't fucking read shit. So I read Hometown Hero. I did like not ad libs, but
Mad
like
libs?
my eyes went to like the first
yeah,
three words in
you-
every sentence.
You just like picked out word like in a
Yeah.
word search. You
Yeah,
only
yeah.
saw like 4
My eyes
words.
targeted. I felt like the Criminal Minds guy who sees like the words and figures out the whole murder
The
case.
genius.
And so at first I thought
You felt like the genius. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. yeah. Fuck it.
fucking yeah.
No.
You're able to read 4
so
words.
I only read the
200 word
first
text.
X amount of words, and it was a good thing in my head for the first time. And then I landed my drone, reread the message, and said, "Who the fuck is this asshole?"
Yeah.
And I walked over to Chris and Donnie. I was like, "Look at this dick face who just texted me."
Yeah.
And then I was
yeah.
like, "What the flying fuck?" I was just mad.
Yeah, good.
Flying
He
fuck.
just kept on constantly.
Yeah, what a true dronesman.
Flying fuck.
And then I wrote that message, almost sent it to his friend. My parents said, "Don't send it because then they'll use that in the piece."
Oh my god.
They're good,
And-
smart parents.
And then
Rare.
I looked
His parents believed in the piece.
His parents believe
Oh yeah.
Not smart parents.
No,
They're like
that's
the opposite of that guy from Criminal Minds.
No, my parents didn't believe the message. They said,
They told you to ignore it. They vehemently told you to ignore it. Like,
they told me to. They said, "Ignore it. It's not real. Block the number."
oh,
It said,
okay.
"Hey, look, someone.
Good save.
It's fake. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, they
Joke
looked it
from
up.
Someone. Don't
Yeah.
answer. And then I was like, well, if I don't answer, then they're going to use something about me not answering.
That is the correct
Anybody has
mindset.
some sort of publication or a blog and can write about Fasoli, the fall of his.
I want this to happen, and I want.
Granted, we have access to the blog, but I'm not blogging this year. I'm doing 0 blog 30 until I turn
Okay.
31. I'm not
I
blogging.
mean-
Nate is pissed at me.
How he started off as a promising valet driver at the lobster trap. And
Oh,
then
yeah.
slowly,
You slowly declined
unfortunate
from
course of
valet.
So when I reread it, then I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I was like, just like confused by it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was bullshit.
Thank you. Fasoli.
Gut check. Regret less, regress none.
Yes, no. But Fasoli.
Best bet is to get dressed to
farted
get
on
some.
you.
Yeah, I deserve that.
Yeah, you've been
100%.
farting on Fasoli the whole
I
time.
just had a lot of gas and he's always around. Yeah.
Dude, granted, Fasoli drives me fucking insane, but he is so much better than some of the other guys we've had on these trips. Remember LA? LA was like a fated video from the start. Like it was some weird.
So we did a Southern California video, and we went to Joshua Tree.
We all had the flu.
Yeah,
Yes, we all-
and one of our camera guys seized in the parking lot.
in
Yeah,
Joshua Tree with nowhere around.
which I've never seen live.
We just
It
heard him
is
scream, fell to the ground, bit his tongue, started bleeding. And it was
well. The scary thing about it is that 5 to 2 minutes prior, he was driving us
was
in a
driving
Sprinter
us.
van.
But he wasn't even supposed to be driving us. It was the other guy, our other cameraman. But he was driving.
He was
like,
freelance.
He was a freelance cameraman.
And had lost his camera.
He lost his camera.
So he was just a man.
Our freelance
Just
cameraman,
a
yeah.
freelance man.
He was just a man, yeah. A freelance.
Back to
So this
find-
freelance
A
guy,
freelance man.
he lost his camera, so he also couldn't drive for that reason.
was
He had to
driving
sit in
like
the.
95 miles.
He had
an
to, no,
hour.
he had to sit in the passenger seat to look for his camera on the side of the road. So he made the other guy drive.
Right, and that guy was like in the wrong lane for us. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like scared. I was
As
like,
soon as
all
he
right,
got out
all
of the
right.
car, he had that seizure.
He got out of the car, seized, which is terrifying. Glad he's okay.
I did something cool there, and I don't know if it's medically appropriate, but I heard of it once.
Okay, first
Took
off,
his wallet out and I put his wallet in his mouth.
you did. All right.
But didn't you read afterwards? That's like not what you're supposed to do.
Pretty bad because then you
No.
just bite the wallet and start choking on that.
Okay, so this happened. This guy passes out. Everyone starts screaming. Us three were in the van still, and we all reacted terrifyingly.
actually-
You were. I never seen you
I was
break.
standing 2 feet away from him.
That's the first time I saw you panic.
Yes, because I was like, hey, guys. And at first you're like, all right, Donnie, what are you doing? What's the prank? And then it's just like,
We
oh
heard
my
him
God.
yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, guys, help.
I was more uncomfortable
Yeah.
seeing you panicked than that guy seizing on the ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was getting
There
a.
was so much blood from him biting his tongue.
I know.
I thought he hit his head.
Yeah, I had no idea. I know he was getting a fit off because he's wearing a V-Lone shirt, but I had no idea what was going on with him medically, and it was terrifying. Granted, you did stick this. I was like, that was kind of hot when you stuck the.
I thought it was hot. I only did that for future.
When he stuck the wallet in his mouth, and now to tell all the girls, Nick stuck the wallet in his mouth. It was awesome, and it looked like it worked.
Well,
The
it
EMTs
helped
were
me
not
because
happy with me.
before the wallet, I just had my finger in his mouth.
Yeah.
You did.
It was starting to hurt.
That was cute. Yeah,
You getting the wallet in there probably saved my finger.
I was
That
diddly
video
daddling.
was derailed from the get, but like, I feel bad for him. The other guy,
He's good.
The freelance guy, he was like driving like 95 miles an hour, and he was
We were on the LA highway trying to pick up Labatt.
The first time we saw him,
I did not think he was like our producer.
so he was our PA, right? So like he was the one that was supposed to get signatures, be professional when we're doing dumb shit, and he was the biggest.
The PA, first off, PAs are supposed to be well mannered, well spoken, perfect posture, like just on the run, quick with it. This guy,
He was wearing pants like this.
They had the buttons on the side.
no, with the ones that zipped
but like-
button off.
But like he had them unbuttoned like up to here, so it was like real flappy. And then he was wearing an Atlanta Hawks jersey, no undershirt, so just like
Armpit hair, like a Furby.
But he I felt like he was pretending to be a sports fan because he was like, okay, I got a job at Barstool Sports. He got a Hawks jersey, Trey Lance, and they were like playing at the time. And our first interaction, like we were trying to get a signature from our valet because he was like welcoming us to LA. We were like, all right, where's this guy?
Yeah.
And he was just sitting outside of the van watching the Hawks on his phone. And they were winning by like 12.
I think he
It
had
was
his
like
actual
the-
computer.
Yeah, but then he was like
holding
punching the
his
side of the
computer.
van.
It was a
Hawks.
game one.
Yeah.
It was a round one, game one playoff game against the Knicks, or I don't even know.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
He was just punching the van. He was like, the motherfucking Hawks.
It's like, oh yeah, dude.
And then he was just like,
I was like, yeah, dude, I work at Barstool Sports. Yeah, I can understand. Like that's, yeah, let it out.
but my biggest takeaway from him was, there's a lot. Oh, fuck, there's a few things.
When did he pull a prank on you?
He did not pull a prank. It was the weirdest. There was a part of it, part of the video where we had celebrity lookalikes come in. And this is our most hated video by far.
Yeah.
It was
But it's not like
Nick. You are a pessimist. It was our least liked.
Okay, there.
yes.
But we were waiting on the celebrity lookalikes, and he walked up to me full Hawks gear. He wore the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Super flappy bottom of the pants. He looks at me. I look up at him. And he looks down. I look down. And there's just a pair of fucking boxers in between us. And I look back up at him and he goes, undies? I was like, yeah, I guess, dude. And he picks them up. And he's like, are these yours? I'm like, no. And then he looks and he goes, these are mine. I was like, and then he like went into the bathroom. And I was like, what the fuck was that, dude?
Yeah.
And so
Wait, no, I forgot that happened. You told me that after, and I was like in the car with him, like, what the fuck?
yeah, dude. And so
And then the guy seized, and then he
we forgot
had to fly him home, so he left.
Yeah, so it was just one cameraman for the whole video, Corey, who usually is like directing things, but I think he shit himself, and so he had like clean underwear or something.
Either way,
To,
genius
like,
move.
Go change.
Either a funny prank.
But me and Jeff D. Lowe, when we were on Barstool vs. America, I would have underwear in my pocket at the bar, and I would drop it in front of him. I'd be like, yeah, dude. He'd come here and be like, undies? And so like we tried.
It's a good prank.
Yeah, undies.
Try that. That's a
Yeah,
new
please
trend.
send us
It's a new
videos of
fad. Undying your
But
friends.
that guy was also like, the first thing he said to us was like, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm training to be a professional wrestler. We're like, what?
Yeah.
And so as he was driving 95 miles an hour, he had like the grip.
He had the thing that you like work on your hand strength.
Yeah. So I was just scared shitless on LAX. He's just driving, and I was like freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
Dodging vans.
I remember we needed him to also film a scene in like this bunch of saint statues or something.
Oh, yes.
And we were like, where is he
Jesus
with
statues.
the camera? And then he came back up like crying. This was right before the seizure. The other guy's seizure. He's like, sorry guys, my friend caught on fire. And we're like, what?
Oh yeah, his friend caught on
Doing a
fire.
wrestling stunt.
He was doing
Yeah.
a wrestling stunt. He was like, yeah, sorry. And that's when he lost his camera. He was so distraught that his friend was ablaze.
Yeah, we were like, we really need
I
to
mean,
film this. And he was like, hold on.
If one of my boys was on fire, I would like be distraught.
I know. His friend did not die.
Good friend.
Yeah. But no, if your friend, like, if his house caught on fire and he got burnt, that's one thing. But if he was trying to do a wrestling stunt,
He probably tried to do some.
warehouse in Brooklyn.
He probably had some pyrotechnics and like a.
Yeah, no, they covered him in that like gel. And they're like, all right, this is what it's going to do. We're going to light all this gel on fire.
Oh, it was a
And
stunt.
he's going to throw you through a table.
Yeah.
But the process of throwing you through the table is going to put out the fire. But I think he just
caught
threw him
on
through the
fire.
table. And the fire didn't go out. So he
Wait.
kept burning.
Anyway, he got that phone call live. He was like, yeah, like I just found out my friend caught on fire. Then the guy had a seizure. And then
Lost the camp. Yeah.
yeah.
It was a whole ordeal. So yeah, it's fun to. We really had to like power through because that was day 2.
Yeah.
That may have been day 2. And we were in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Joshua Tree isn't a town.
We went-
So like the cops or the ambulance took a very long.
Really long time.
I think I watched like an episode of Lost, like while he was on the ground. I was like, you stuck the wallet in his mouth. I have nothing that I can do.
Yeah.
I might as
So you
well
walked him out.
catch up on
Tried to
Lost.
help. And you were at least there, like, trying to help around me and Nick. I don't know if you ever.
I was less confused after that episode when I just still saw him on the ground. But it was scary and he's good now. So
And I remember that night we had plans like, yo, we got an Airbnb in Coachella. We're going to go to Palm Springs. But then after that, it was us 3 eating in like a fancy place in Palm Springs.
I got like
No
a
one
really
smiling.
wet pizza. It was disgusting.
it sounds like we're complaining about everything because Palm Springs is one of the most beautiful,
stunning.
coolest towns in America.
Worst food I've
But
had.
we did have the slimiest slice of pizza. Jeez.
We went from the seizure to like our Airbnb
Okay, it
to
was-
do a choreographed dance, and I still had like this dude's blood on me, and we're like,
I forgot about the choreographed dance. If you go back to this video, you can see them doing the choreographed dance. I was not.
yeah,
I was
we should not have been, but like, what can you do?
just a
can you do?
smorgasbord of.
Didn't you have like a bite mark on from him? Like
Yes,
that was a tough one, man.
That was tough for you.
But like the other videos have been pretty much a breeze.
Yeah, I would say that's been our only valley. The rest.
Dude, Alaska's dope. I love, besides the weather, which sucks.
Oh, We're here
It's
on a
okay.
rainy week.
I like it here. I like the vibe here.
I like the vibe. It's a little too like.
We're in Anchorage, which is larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. We know Rhode Island's small, but still, that is
a city that's
gigantic.
a state, yes.
a lot to do, kind of.
Yeah.
In the summers. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gone fishing. We've I don't want to spoil too much, but we've done
Yeah, I
A
think
lot
it's-
this video.
lot.
there's a lot you can do in the summers here. I feel like in the winters is when like
You
we
just
asked this
can't
one
live
dude, like, what do you do? And he said, look at plates.
yeah.
Yeah, which I still don't really know what he meant by that.
Yeah.
There's been just some interesting ass stuff, dude.
But,
We were in that town where everybody lives in the same building, and that was pretty grim, I thought.
It
I was
felt
expecting to
like
find
a really
weirdos.
It was unsettling for sure, but at the same time sad because I don't know.
But at the same time, it's not like it's like you're going to a really shitty school, except you can never leave the school. Like you live there, but the views are incredible if you have an apartment on the front side of the building.
My thing is like, doesn't the view just become your life, and then it's like that's just
I put a lot of value
mundane?
on a view.
But how? I need to talk to someone who's had
Puts
a
me in the right
But like,
mind state.
what, the only reason people have views is to show off their view.
yeah.
No, I actually think waking up in New York, like I just moved into a new apartment, I have a view of the river. I think me
that's
seeing
nice.
a body of water.
Yeah, but I need to talk to
calms
someone
the mind a
who's
little
had
bit.
a great view for like 40 years and ask them like, do you still get enjoyment out of
They
it?
look outside and see like whales breaching.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I feel like the view in Alaska always changes with like all the clouds.
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful
colors.
You
here.
can see a glacier from there.
It's beautiful here. Yeah, I would definitely recommend coming.
I wonder if they can get Hello Fresh to Whittier. not a sponsor,
They
I'm just
have Raising Cane's.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
certainly
But yeah, no, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get
Yeah, they ship
delivery food there.
Ship
There's
meals
only
to you.
one tunnel that connects the town to the rest of Alaska, and it closes at night.
longest tunnel in North America.
Yeah.
Sully, you were on Tinder here. There's like a diverse crowd of girls. You said a lot of like
You keep talking about it.
progressive, like
Now
it's a more progressive state than you'd think. It's like it's a lot of lesbians and
25%
blue.
of your cash, which is great. You can go to hellofresh.com/story16. Use code story16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That is hellofresh.com/story16.
6. Story 16, and people always ask me, what's the game time? Like,
That's the other half.
I know, but people always ask me that. What is the game time code?
Anus.
It's just anus?
Yeah.
And
Let
then,
me DM them back because they don't listen to the podcast. They just want to know.
Okay.
okay.
So I'm going to hook them up.
What has been? This has been a long trip, but I swear Florida felt like a month.
Florida probably was close to a month, but yeah, that was a rough trip. That's probably my favorite vid that
Oh, that's my favorite bit
we've done.
This one I might beat it. I don't know. Our pilot was really good when it was just like,
Dude,
one
yeah,
cameraman
hey,
driving.
let's talk about how far we've come, because the first concept, I mean,
well, I didn't think there was going to be any come to far to come because
you
that
thought
was
it
going to be a one-off video.
A one-off vid, yeah, I thought that too. And if you go even further back than that, the original idea was just during COVID,
Yeah.
I wanted to do some travel content. And I was like, let's do virtual vacations, like a Google Maps travel show.
Yeah.
I knew you liked maps. I knew
Loved
Nick was
it.
really funny. And I was like, wow,
And I was like, I don't have to like talk.
your powers combined would be awesome. I was like, if we
Word, but just to settle it, let's just settle it. I love maps more than Nick is funny.
abilities, we're gonna have a great show.
Thank you, Donnie. That was a
And I
highlight
thought
of the
it worked out,
quarantine.
So I thought it was gonna be that, but then like COVID started to loosen up. You could actually travel, and
Then you came to Wheeling.
yes,
We did video
I came to Wheeling, and Nick did have an idea. He came to me one day, and he was like, "What if we went on a road trip and just went to like 3 of the worst tourist attractions in the country?"
That was based off KB though. You were obsessed with the
Yes,
coffee
yeah,
all
you
the
had
time.
written about like all the worst states. In the
So I have a long-standing fascination with the largest ball of twine in Cocker City, Kansas. It's not like a positive fascination. I think it's pathetic, and the entire state's population is pathetic, and every tourist who's been there is pathetic. then where did it stem to other largest things? Then I was like, the largest pheasant in South Dakota. I hate those things. Then you found a town, Casey, Illinois, which has like baker's dozen
record,
worth of the world's largest things.
No, because they have some of the world's largest and some big.
Yeah, which is
pencil.
Yeah, it wasn't the world's largest by any means.
Yeah, it was just a big
They have
pencil.
the world record for the most world record breaking large things.
So we had the idea, let's do a video bringing like the world's largest crouton and presenting it to the mayor.
World's largest crouton being a stale piece of bread.
We did exactly that.
I cannot believe how well it worked out for them.
The mayor.
It was just us reaching out. They brought the truck bed.
We put no effort into it at all. We were like,
Guys,
this.
how are we going to make a crouton?
The climax of this video relies solely on like the mayor even showing up. But then he did, and then he like paraded it in his truck
They
bed,
put the truck bed for what they.
and it was in the newspaper.
We made the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah.
But I asked you, I was like, how are we going to make a crouton? You're like, my friend's girlfriend will just like cut off the crust of a piece of bread and put it in the oven. And that's exactly what we had.
So I lived with him and her. I was like a permanent third wheel, and she burnt every meal we ever had. And so I was like, yeah, she can probably do this.
Give her a fresh loaf of bread.
Yeah, she'll turn that into a crouton.
She did a good job.
So
actually, that wasn't the finale of our episode.
No,
oh my God.
This might be still the craziest thing we have ever done.
Yes.
On these shows.
This was election season.
Yep.
2020.
Yeah, and the fly landed on
And
Mike Pence's head.
Ken Bone just had regained popularity.
Right.
Because of the fly.
Oh.
It was the fly on Mike.
The fly was on Mike Pence's head. It went viral.
And like Ken Bone got jealous of the fly.
Yeah.
Drove to his house.
We drove to his house in like a suburb of St. Louis in Illinois. Yeah, like a cookie cutter.
It was in Missouri.
I think it was.
It was like in Illinois though, the suburb. We were in there, and it doesn't matter. But we come. First off, we trap a fly in like a McDonald's.
We trap a fly and then we lose a fly.
Yeah.
Somehow
we caught the same fly outside. Like,
this was wild because the whole time we were like, it'd be so hilarious if we let a fly go in Ken Bone's house. We're like, where are we going to find a fly?
Yeah.
And then we had like a 4-hour drive there. All of a sudden, a fly appears because we're
filthy.
We're eating McDonald's.
The vans at the end of these trips are disgusting.
So we pull up to Ken Bone's house and we're wearing Ken Bone red sweaters, which are like, which is 4 years dated.
Way longer than that. It was 8.
It feels like, I don't even know.
We were so far off from being topical.
It was 2016, yeah. Long 4 years. 8 years worth of 4 years. We're in his costume. We've got the fly in our cup. We pull up with our camera guys to his house. We knock on the door.
He's very defensive.
Mr. Bone answers. He was Mr. Bone. And
he opened the door and he goes, "You didn't ask me to record. We're off to a bad start." And he just turns around and walks in his house. You just follow him.
So now
you got to show up to everyone's house and just shove a camera in their face.
Yeah, he was
pissed off.
So this is
I remember right before everyone was like, "Is it cool if we just show up filming?" And I was like, "You told us to come through." I think so. I was immediately pissed.
Yeah.
So now we pissed Ken Bone off. We're about to go in his house. This is my first video I've ever done. And he has like a mute wife who was just like pacing and showing no emotion. She was like an AI.
Yeah.
She might be an AI wife.
And then we were just like, "Can we sit down here for the interview?" And they're like, "If you want." I'm like, "Oh."
It was.
He had an AI wife, yeah.
He had an AI wife and he's, I don't know,
Emo son.
gay emo son.
Loves guns.
Ken Bone's son loves gun. Okay. Mine or
But
I
you can look back at the video.
I didn't say he was gay.
We
I did
we
say
started
it.
wear masks.
I just assumed, yeah.
Right? Do we have masks on?
We had Matt.
Yeah, we had.
We left a fly out in his house. He didn't like that either.
No.
like
But
it
first we had to
at
sit
all.
down and talk to him for a while.
I was sweating. I was.
Look at him once.
And he was finally starting to cheer up. And then we were like, fuck, we have to fly. This was like your first vid, right?
Yeah.
Your first vid ever. And, you know, I'm used to doing a lot of crazy shit, but that's like abroad where it's like, you don't even speak the same language as someone, it's like easier to just oh, whatever. But like
They're dumber.
Yeah, and you're usually no. I'm just saying,
the cultural difference makes it a lot easier.
Cultural difference where they think you're weird regardless of what you're doing.
Being in Ken Bone's house while he doesn't want you there, it was the most uncomfortable I've ever been.
Dude, when you were reaching for that fly, I wanted you to abort.
It was the
so bad.
Oh,
and I was like, we just spent so much time trying to catch a fly in the car. We have to fall through with the prank. So I've never anytime
the interview was going terribly.
it was horrible.
Every joke we planned and questioned, I was like nervous and not talking because it was my first time interviewing anyone.
Yes.
It was Ken Bone. He didn't like me.
Yeah, so imagine an interview that
Fucking Ken Bone. In retrospect, I'd be like, "Fuck you, Ken Bone."
It was horrible.
Yeah, why?
Yeah, why were we afraid of Ken Bone? He is a jumbo meme.
I've never seen.
He would
so bad.
I was terrified of Ken Bone.
He wore the sweater and he's like,
But we were in his
he looked
house.
like a garage sale sticker, and he just we were so afraid of
He was being so condescending and
Yes.
pompous toward us. Like we were nobodies. He was like, yeah, CNN was just here, did a piece. What were you saying? Or no, he didn't regard us as humans.
No.
He would just answer our questions and talk about himself.
Yeah, he never asked.
How the
anything about
fuck
us.
did we get that release?
Now I'm pissed at him. Now I want to I can't.
He wanted the fame. That's why. So, but first we have to get to the moment. I finally released the fly.
Dude, that was slow for me.
It came out, and immediately his face just drops, and he was like, "So is this what you guys do? You drive around releasing flies in strangers' homes?"
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said verbatim.
he
So
was
this
like,
is what you guys do?
Yeah, flies and we were like, "We're so sorry," but then he was like, "You know what? I have a salt gun."
We told an awful lie. We were like, we thought it was dead, and we just wanted to show you the dead fly.
Yeah, a good prank.
sorry, Ken. We thought it was dead.
But he breaks out the salt gun. He comes over, and we're all like, "Shit!" If he misses the fly and it just leaves to another room in his house, it's like I feel so bad just leaving his house with just a fly somewhere in there. But he takes out the salt gun and fucking snipes it.
Yeah, he wastes it.
Takes it out. And that got his confidence all the way back up where he didn't care we released the fly.
Yeah.
I just looked like the fucking man on camera.
Yeah, that gave me a sense of comfort in a way. But prior to that, I've never wanted to leave a house.
Yeah.
No one has ever wanted to leave a house. Amanda Berry has never wanted to leave a house.
Would you care for a mint before we start? We have an icebreaker or a regular mint?
I will decide third party. I do not want an icebreaker
enough.
or a mint.
I have a crouton in my pocket. Is that solid third party?
That's kind of like the socialist party of
Yes.
pre-discussion.
That is what they say.
So the goal of our journey was to sort of rediscover America, and we haven't really come to any solid conclusions yet. In your opinion, what does it mean to be American?
Being American means being free to do and say whatever you want as long as you don't infringe on the rights of anybody else. It also means having to deal with the consequences of doing and saying the things you like to do. So if you like to do and say things that are hateful and make other people feel bad, then you're free to get shit on all over the place.
Speaking of saying hateful things, there was like a fly on Mike Pence's head. People started saying some disrespectful things about you. Tommy Smoke said the fly is better than Ken Bone. Hey, Ken Bone, that fly is more famous than you. LMAO, Ken Bone must be sick that he got upstaged by a fly. That fly is a much more deserving American icon than Ken Bone. And last but not least, that goddamn fly is the Ken Bone of 2020, and I want to eat a bullet. How do comments like that make you feel?
I wonder if those people will still be giving the fly rent-free headspace 4 years from now. And if the fly will still have 170,000 followers and have people asking for interviews in the fly's house. And if the fly will still be alive because it's a fucking fly.
That is true. It is a fucking fly.
Like, if you're tough enough to say that from behind your keyboard, come on out.
What if I told you that that very same fly is here today?
I would gladly shoot it with my salt-shooting, insect-killing gun.
Kyle?
Mr. Bone?
He's in here. He might already be dead. Oh.
go?
Yeah, it's out.
I thought
I think we just released a real fly into my house.
It is right there. It's not moving.
Waste it.
Ken?
Unleash. That's what I'm talking about.
It's dead.
That's what we think of the fly in this house.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Thank you. I kind of assumed that thing had
So that
died
puts
on the drive.
the debate to rest.
Yeah, fly's dead, Harambe's dead, who's left?
Damn Daniel. Salt Bay.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Distracted boyfriend.
With the fly out of the picture, the conversation shifted back to what the true essence of America is, and Ken Bone did not disappoint.
America's a collective of peoples and ideas and ideologies and viewpoints. So whatever you view as your real America, that's what it is. America loves to say, like, we're number one and we're the greatest. I think America is the greatest in that it has the greatest potential for good, but it doesn't always have the greatest outcome. I mean, we've got really bad education and criminal justice. We've got more people locked up than even a lot of tyrannical dictatorships for minor offenses. We have lots of really bad outcomes right now, but I think we also have the greatest potential for change. You're looking at a place where 15 years ago, more than 70% of the population said that gay marriage was immoral and we should get a constitutional amendment that outlawed it forever. Now we have 70% plus that say, oh man, that was stupid, we were wrong. In not just one generation, but since I graduated high school, we've got that. So that's a huge potential for change, a potential for people to learn and grow that it's hard to match.
It sounded like you were running a campaign even.
Yeah, vote for me.
There it is.
For some reason.
I appreciate this. I know it was very last minute.
I'm happy to be here in my own house.
Have the shades on, which I think helps a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Because I can pretend there's just a wall between me and Ken Bone, but you guys are just there, shadeless.
No, I can.
I'm not looking. I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking even farther.
Dude, I forgot
Inverted.
all about that. And, like, the thing is, that was our most ambitious video, and we put that together in, like, 2 days. And we managed to, like, do a ribbon-cutting ceremony, had that crouton.
We were go-getters.
Yeah.
But like, I want to go back and watch that video. Was Rediscovering America was the title?
That was it.
It was just
No,
it.
no, it was.
Rediscovering America. That was.
I was about to say Birth of a Nation, but no.
It might have been.
God. No, that's the Hitler thing.
Yes.
That's a Hitler movie.
Yes, no, it was
yeah.
like. No, it was not.
Shit.
It had a similar.
It had a
You can
subtitle.
find it, but go back. The edit doesn't look that bad, but the raw footage, if it's out there
Yeah.
from start to finish of that
Yeah.
Ken Bone,
We definitely. You guys should release.
I would sell that. Just like if you like have a cringe
If
fetish.
you have a cringe fetish, it will reach. It was insane.
Yeah. So we started at Ken Bone's house, and now we're in Alaska. So it's just it's crazy.
Lateral.
Yeah, I don't know what's better or what's worse. We're not going anywhere. We have made no improvements.
Our pilot, our non-sponsored video, we set a world record and went to a public figure's house.
And now we're
And today we caught a fish that had herpes.
That
just
that
kind of
happened for
fascinating.
Donnie.
Yeah.
But we were on a boat in a beautiful. Well, actually, it was pouring out. But, no, just to say, like St. Louis, Alaska. But yeah, we've also been to Provincetown. We've been to
I went back.
non-coastal. Yeah.
Which
Go
is
back. He loved it so much. Actually, Gay Pat, after you guys went to bed, he brought me to something called FAG Bash.
I'm sorry, that's like when a dog's when you say treat around a dog.
yeah. Just let us say it. Jesus, one day.
Yeah, you did go to that, and was that like a basement? You know, like
It was in a basement. A lot of shirtless dudes just raving, and felt like I had to do that just to prove I wouldn't get a hard on, and I didn't. So now
There's just the shirtless dudes.
Now we can
were
share beds.
So fucking ripped.
they were so.
That's when I knew I have to start lifting.
Dude, when we had to turn
'Cause
the
it's-
corner in those Speedos,
it's gay
there
to
was
be-
a guy that had the most perfect body, and like straight
Not because it's gay, but
like wearing the same exact Speedo as us, and he like turned green.
yeah.
Not with envy.
Yeah.
Like the roller coaster tycoon
Gangrene.
face.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
But what were some of your highlights? If you're saying going from Ken Bone's house to Anchorage is a lateral move.
It's not a lateral move. This is significantly better.
Yeah, but what have been some other forward moves?
Well, I think one of our camera guys got laid and put in bay, which was awesome to even be like semi-associated to that.
But,
Yeah.
but I would say Put in Bay
None of us
was
have
one of your
done
guys'
that.
least
Nah.
favorite spots.
I hated Put in Bay. I loved UP in the winter. We got to race sled dogs that ran the Iditarod.
That was the most peaceful experience of my life.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like a really
Upper
nice
Peninsula is
quiet.
awesome.
I
San
liked
Diego.
Tampa, Florida, San Diego.
Tampa, Florida. Remember?
Kate and Kevin just ending up in different cities.
Yes, he was all over the place. But remember our very last day, we had those guys take us out on their boat
Yeah.
to the beach. Like one of them, at the end of the day, they came over to me. They pulled me to the side and they're like, "Hey, so like, what's like wrong with your boy KB?" And I was like, "What do you mean by that?" And they're like, "Well, he just like showed up to the beach with like 13% beers, or were they Long Island iced
They were
teas
Long Island
in a
iced
can?" And then
teas.
they're like, and then he invited a bunch of girls. We went and like had to use my boat to pick up the girls, but then he never talked to the girls.
Yeah, they were like friends, so it wasn't. Yeah, and
Oh, don't worry. I went back. I told him nothing's wrong with KB.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was day 10. That was.
it was. Yeah,
But this has happened a lot in my life where I'll just be like being myself, and then like someone will either say like, well, like what's wrong? And I'm like, fuck, this is me. Or like I'll be like being myself and people will start cracking up and I'll be like,
dude, I hate whenever.
fuck, that's not what I mean. I want to be funny, but I don't want to be it that way. And Nathan Fielder said the same thing. I'm not comparing myself to him. I think we're both just autistic.
Yeah.
Like he developed his character from people just laughing at him for being his regular self. And he was like, what the fuck?
What is the best reaction?
What the?
I know.
So open ended.
I thought you were being completely normal at the beach. Just the 13%ers at a beach. I think that's just an aggressive.
That wasn't it. It was,
I think
I had nothing to say to them.
autistic, but people always are just like, I can never tell when you're joking. And
Yeah.
that bothers me. Because like I'll say something. dead
Yeah, I mean,
serious,
that
like,
shouldn't
"Hey,
bother
I'm so
you."
Sorry about like your grandma.
no.
It's like, I can never tell when you're joking.
I mean, no,
That's
that's your own fault. Trust
How
me.
is that my own fault?
Because you get me with shit like that a lot.
What?
I still can't tell is what I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever.
All right.
All right, episode 306.
Francis is back.
Yes,
Yeah.
he is.
I know you've been.
Oh yeah.
You had a series with
We
him,
went back to
and
China.
we've done things. So
We're not allowed back in China, unfortunately. Those were very different days.
Mm-hmm.
Those were, but yeah, I don't think I'll be allowed back in China for years. But did you and Francis work at the company at the same
I
time?
never had any overlap with him.
Okay.
the power of it's odd to me. The Barstool fan base is odd, but powerful because he comes back and they are like, oh yes, we finally get to see Francis again. Barstool fans act like if you don't work at Barstool, you can't. Like Francis was doing podcasts,
He's doing his
videos,
podcast now.
videos, stand up,
Loyalty is
everything, and they're like, and they're like, they refused to watch it until he got back to Barstool, which I mean, I appreciate
Yeah.
the loyalty. It's wild, yeah.
No, it is awesome. We have a live show in Boston. We're prepping some stuff.
We are.
Start out with a musical number with Kyle.
I didn't agree to
We're
that.
gonna wheel out a
I
band.
barely agreed to the show.
With,
So
like, the long
I'll
hat.
not be doing a music.
You're
That would be
snoring, so you'll be
incredible.
raising and lowering the hat. And so I'm gonna be like, Kyle, wake up! There's a show. And you're like, what? What is that? And then you're gonna start like singing. And then we also ordered a barrel of tomatoes.
There will be tomatoes.
Yeah, so
Those,
if
yeah.
a news joke isn't good, ours or the fans, everybody gets 2 tomatoes. So that'll be, I think it's like
Yeah.
50 seater.
Yeah. Well, where is
Surprise guests?
surprise guest tickets are available?
Yeah.
Where?
Don't know.
You can find them, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where.
I retweeted them.
Okay. Yeah, we'll yeah, whoever comes.
You guys will fill that out easily.
Well, no, well, it'll be fun. I'm
With
excited.
the tomato problem.
It will be good.
Yeah, it's our first time talking about
I already started writing for it. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. And it's starting out with KB musical number.
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
And be on the lookout for Rediscovering Louisiana, maybe featuring Ben Mintz. If he
I don't know if it's him with Dave. I don't know if it's safe for our brand.
Or Buffalo, which still hasn't come.
Oh, yeah,
That might have a
Buffalo. Donnie has his whole Baghdad series.
Yeah, Baghdad. Watch the
with a haircut that said you did look like Doug Funny.
Yes, I looked way better though with that haircut.
It defied. It was a brand new shape.
Yeah.
It was both 3D and flat.
I was so gross when I walked in there, and like you can actually, if you freeze frame the video, you can just see I have like dandruff, my hair is super greasy, and I walked out of there with the most swag I've ever
I always
had.
forget, Donnie, like we'll be in like Alaska and I'll be like, dude, did you see that? And he was like, that Aleutian dude? And he's like, I'm like, he was just in Iraq for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, dude, like this is like the biggest thing we've ever done in our lives and will do, and this is pretty boring for him.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say it's boring, but it was cool when we were driving by those mountains. And you guys, you grew up around a lot of that.
No.
That was an insane.
The Appalachia is merely hills.
Equally just mesmerized on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
mesmerizing.
I've seen cooler mountains than that. Like no big
Then
deal.
what we just saw
Yeah.
in Iceland or where?
Tajikistan.
That is
Listen, this
Central
is
Asia is such an underrated area of the world, in my opinion, from what I know about it.
Tajikistan was dope.
Turkmenistan, they have like gigantic
I
marbled.
think we're going to start shifting
We're
to
gonna start-
rediscovering America abroad.
We actually tried to do a Rediscovering America abroad, and Nick told KB to get his passport like 4 months in advance.
Yeah.
And Nick actually followed through and got his passport for it. We were in San Diego. We were going to do Rediscovering Tijuana. But KB never managed to apply for it.
Fuck it. And also, I'm done with leg day. I'm just doing upper body. I don't care. I was like I don't give a fuck about, I'm going to be, or parents. I'm only upper body from now on.
That was what we were talking about. So good.
I had to get that off my chest. Don't care. I'm done with leg day. I skip it. I'll skip it for indefinitely. Upper body.
All right, that was the episode.
It
was fun to reminisce.
You want me to that's your reply to what I'm going to say? No, you're just going to say, like, no, that's a new Untold story. Yeah, okay. Hey, is that story old or told? Fuck no, baby!